Hello, welcome to the show. You guys, I'm so excited to have this guest on today. We have Hannah Brown here on the podcast with us. And even though she really doesn't need an introduction, I'm just going to go ahead and read her bio. So, Hannah is a television personality, lifestyle expert, and two-time New York Times bestselling author. Born and raised in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Brown became Miss Alabama USA in 2018. She then appeared on season 23 of The Bachelor and went on to become a fan favorite, appearing as the Bachelorette on season 15 of the franchise, even winning a People's Choice Award for her role on the show. She next appeared on season 28 of ABC's Dancing with the Stars, where she won the competition with her partner, Alan Burstein. Most recently, Hannah competed on Fox's Special Forces World's Toughest Test. In 2021, Hannah published a personal memoir titled God Bless This Mess from HarperCollins, which became an instant New York Times bestseller. In May of 2024, she released her debut romance novel, Mistakes We Never Made, which was another instant New York Times bestseller. In 2025, she will be releasing her second romance novel titled The Four Engagement Rings of Sybil. Brown resides in Nashville, Tennessee, and her authenticity and charismatic personality have captivated her millions of followers, and she continues to inspire and empower others. So, welcome to the show, Hannah.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And I also need to mention that you are engaged to Adam right now, and
Yes.
we're going to chat about all the details of your upcoming wedding. I'm so excited. But first, let's just take a little trip back in time. And I would just love to ask you a little bit about your time on The Bachelor and Bachelorette. So, what is your most memorable moment from the show?
Oh my gosh, that time in my life, I feel like I grew up so much and experienced so much of the world that I never had before. Um, I'm from Tuscaloosa and I went to the University of Alabama. So really my whole life up to that point we had like within a 15-mile radius of each other. And so just one of the biggest memories is just the experience of traveling to all these like unique, just once in a lifetime places. I mean, I had never been out of the country, and my
Whoa, no way.
first international flight was to Singapore. Like a
Whoa,
17
oh
hour
my
flight, and
gosh.
it just really opened up my world in that way. But also, like, um, I never done like therapy, or my family wasn't really that we didn't have like I guess the most open communication. So one thing that I think is really unique that The Bachelor, like when I think about it, is it was really the first time that I started to like open up about how I felt. Like, yes, it was about, at that time, how the frustrations and the longing of wanting to talk to a guy who was also dating 30 other people. But it really
Right.
like started to like get me into that rhythm of like my voice is important, my opinions, the way I feel is important. So, um, really, just the life experience that the show gave me is a thing that, like, when I look back, like the biggest memories were those little moments in an interview, or, you know, the beautiful beach in Thailand, being able to
Yeah.
like see the sky view in Singapore, like those moments are big, like the biggest memories that have been imprinted. Of course, like the relationships and love, but when I take
Mhm.
like in this moment in time, what like really has impacted me the most was really just the opening of my world that show allowed me to have.
Oh yeah, definitely. And that is so cool that that show has just like allowed you to go to all these different places and kind of like you said, learn a little bit about yourself along the way and really open up. Um, Two of the moments that really stick out to me are one moment during your one-on-one with Colton when he asked you to cheers and say a toast. Um, so that moment really sticks out to me. And then there's another one during your season towards the end where it's going viral right now. I'm sure you've seen it all over Instagram and TikTok, where you take the podium and you move it over and you're asking one of the contestants to leave. And so I think those two moments are so amazing because it really does show your transformation from a moment where you didn't know what to say to a moment where you knew exactly what you were going to say. And so I just think that's so cool.
Yeah.
And looking back on those clips, like, what are your thoughts now?
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like I said, I got when it comes to the Bachelor world, like, everybody's kind of vying for that one-on-one. And I ended up getting the first one of the season. And I actually was like super terrified because, like I said, I didn't really know how to articulate what I wanted and who I was, because I just thought I had to be like this perfect version of myself, but I didn't know if I could do it, and I couldn't. And that was like definitely a big moment for me where I realized like, oh, like this is not going to work if I try to pretend to be something I'm not, because then I just get stuck. So I'm going to have to fully lean in. And then, as you kind of said, like when I became the Bachelorette, like my confidence definitely grew of like my voice matters, what I want, what I value, and how I feel like I can stand up for those things and be vocal about that, and physically move myself or move somebody else out of my personal space if need be. So I definitely agree those moments like definitely are imprinted in me in some ways. Sometimes they're embarrassing, but also like they were really impactful. That show, like I said, was just really impactful for me gaining confidence and value in my voice and in life and in love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. That's so amazing. Do you still watch the show?
I do on and off. There was definitely a season where I really needed to like distance myself from it, from just it was a lot of growing up in life, and that there obviously are growing pains with certain things, but I'm always just super thankful for my experience on the show and all the wonderful things that came from that. But there was a time where I was definitely distant, but I did not end up watching this last season, but I've watched a few here and there just when I've had the time. But as you know, getting married this year, I haven't had quite as much time to just watch TV. I mean, don't get me wrong, I definitely still am like watching like Gilmore Girls and comfort shows.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I did not get a chance to watch this season, but I'm always just rooting for the people who are going through the process, because it's wonderful, but it also can be really tough, and everybody's just wanting to find love and to, have this amazing life experience, and with that comes some bumps in the roads too.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I know. And it's changed so much since you've been on it too. So, yeah, I totally understand that. And you are so busy. You are planning your wedding, you are writing books, you are going to events, all these things, traveling. So, let's change the topic now and talk about your current love. So, how did you and Adam even meet?
Yeah, so Adam and I met in 2020, which was, in the height of COVID. I think it was around November. We went on our first date. And to be honest, I was not really looking for anything serious at the time. At that time, I was trying to get over everything that I had experienced on The Bachelorette and just get myself back out there. But I didn't really know how. And one of my friends took my phone one day and was like, "We're just going to make you a dating profile.
No
and
way.
You're, like, just have fun with it. Nothing's going to come of it. You can just like go on some dates, get out there." And so I met Adam on a dating app. I was not on it for that long. I think I went on like 4 dates before I met him. And even though I wasn't taking it seriously, I knew pretty immediately. I was like, oh, like this is going different than the other dates that I've been on.
Yeah.
But even still, like he always jokes, like I rode my bike because I lived in Santa Monica, Venice area at the time, and so did he. So during COVID, everything was kind of like outside. I loved being able to ride my bike everywhere. And he was like really wanting to set up another date. And I just like rode my bike off and I was like, bye, see you later. And he just was like, you literally just like left me in the street.
That's hilarious.
ran off, rode off.
Yeah.
We did get a second date. And
Yay.
yeah, kind of like right after that, we were together all the time. Just, I think anybody who started dating in that COVID time, like everything kind of shut down. So you really just got close super fast because you weren't able to really do a lot of things with a lot of other people. So, yeah, that's how we met and been dating ever since. And
oh my gosh.
Then got engaged, oh my gosh, in last August.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my
No,
gosh. So,
August. Oh my God. I'm like, how long have we been?
yeah, I know. I'm like, it's
August
2025. Okay, 2023. Okay, so you guys started dating like 2020, 2021-ish. And then the engagement happens in 2023. So walk us through that. How did he propose? Were you expecting it? Had you guys gone ring shopping?
Yeah. I was, but wasn't expecting it, like it happening during this time. We had met in California and then both decided to move to Nashville to be closer to family. He had also gotten a job at that point to move here. And I had always thought I'd live in Nashville at some point.
Yeah.
That was like the closest big city there in Atlanta to where I was in Alabama. And we just decided to give it a go. And I knew like he had talked about it and we had talked about like, hey, this is where our relationship's going. Like we want to get married. But at the time I was definitely like, I was experiencing like a lot of anxiety, just with life, like transition, moving, everything. And we hadn't really talked about it in a while. We went kind of like light ring shopping, 6-7 months before, but like I said, I knew it was coming at some point, but wasn't like in a rush at all.
Mm-hmm.
And we had like, went to see my parents, which my family loved them to death. They can always kind of stir up some things for me. And I just had this breakdown and I was like, just asking him all these like life questions. Like, are you sure you want to be with me? Do you know like what you want? Like, what are we going to do? All these things. And I was like, and he handled it so well. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I feel so much better now. He was like, my therapist told me like I shouldn't even make any big life decisions right now. Not knowing he was planning on proposing like in like a few days.
No
and
way.
had like planned this whole thing out. So he's like, okay.
All right.
And because I had said that, it kind of put him in this like weird position because he was like, your mental health is so important. I don't want you to be like caught off guard. So he ends up like letting me know, hey, I'm planning on proposing, which would have been fine if he wouldn't have said on Friday. And I was like, what do you mean? You just told me, no, you can't do that. Like, I don't want to know. And it was just
so
like
funny.
This whole mess. And so then I'm just stressed about that because I'm like, okay, this just turned into this thing. Well, he ends up still proposing. He still somehow surprised me because he ended up doing it like a day before. And I just wasn't expecting it like at all. And it was definitely a little messy, but hey, that's just how my life has been. But it really like it was super sweet. But I feel like honestly, like our relationship has changed so much from that engagement season to now. Like it really, through all that, kind of taught us, okay, like we need to work on our communication and know how to like we love each other and we want to respect and know how to like handle each other and like our highs and lows and know what to do. So it really like took us on this journey of like the importance of being able to be there for our partner in the highs and lows. And I'm just so proud of like that moment. Obviously was so special, but I feel like this engagement season has been a really refining season of our relationship. even with the hustle and bustle of trying to plan a wedding, I feel like we've really focused on preparing for our marriage and what we want that to look like, before focusing on what type of flowers and what we want our menu to be at our wedding. That's definitely happening right now. But yeah, so since our engagement in 2023 and now getting married here in a couple of months, it's been a really beautiful refining period. But we did start off a little, it was just a jumbled mess, but it was still really beautiful. But I definitely threw a curveball on the whole thing.
Yeah, totally. So that was at Bolt Farm Treehouse, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
it looks so beautiful there.
Yeah, that was one of our like first vacations together that we felt just so connected. I think travel, like I said, like from being on the show and like experiencing things outside my norm has always been so important to me. And I think great for us. It's just kind of like breaks up the mundane, and we feel like we can really connect. And Bolt Farm Treehouse has been one of those places for us. So it was really beautiful. We ended up getting to have our whole family there with us and celebrate. So that was really, really special to have them all there. But it definitely took a lot of planning on Adam's part to make all that happen. So bless his heart, we still made it happen, and it was great. And really special to have everybody there.
Especially shifting it a day earlier. Did your family have to like fly out like earlier than expected, or
he ended up well, actually, we are really close with the people who own Bolt Farm Treehouse, Tori and Seth Bolt, and he was calling them, being like, I don't know what to do, like I don't want to still surprise her. And they actually have a property here close to Nashville, and they had just had their first child, and like I said, we're close, and so he like threw me off, and we ended up getting engaged not at the tree house but at one of their other properties, thinking that I was going to meet their baby, like they were having like a little like celebration with friends and family, and that's how he threw me off. So they were definitely still a part of it. And then we went the next day and got to like surprise my parents and his family, and got to like show them that, oh yeah, we actually got engaged yesterday, and like get to like surprise them. So it was so fun. But then it also gave us that like really intimate moment in time together, before having to like go out and bring everybody else into it. But then we also got that, so it ended up being the best of both worlds.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, that's so good. I love that story. How like you really just made it your own, and like you said, it kind of threw him off with how you reacted with your family, but he just was like alongside you the whole way, and just the planning and everything. He probably had to say something in that point. You know what I mean?
Why did you? Yeah. He was like, Hannah, your mental health. You were like saying you can't make any big life decisions. This is probably one of the biggest life decisions that you'll ever make. So yeah, like I said, it really like put us on a journey. Like obviously, like we had talked about it before. I wanted to say yes and like do this, but it was just that week was like a hard week. And how do you can have both. You can have like a high and a low at the same time, but how do we learn how to like communicate that with each other and just be even more connected than we were before. And so like I said, it really took us on this journey of being able to even grow closer, and work on the things that we feel like are even more important going into this next stage of marriage as husband and wife.
Yeah. And I think you really have the right outlook. You're not so much focusing on the wedding, you're focusing on your marriage. And it seems like both of you have really just taken the time throughout your relationship of like just dating for years and then being engaged for years, and just like refining your relationship, like you said before. And I know you recently came out and said that you guys have both decided to live separately. And so what has that been like? And with the responses from everybody, and maybe tell us a little bit more about your decision.
Yeah. It was definitely something that was not just like an overnight decision. It was definitely like conversation and counsel from people that, um, were a part of our relationship and, believed the same things we kind of wanted the image of our relationship to look like. And so we had lived together for, gosh, 2 years at that point. Maybe not 2 years, but close. And so it was a big decision at first, but we really just wanted, um, to honor the way that we just believed we're going to set up our marriage for the very best. And we were doing all this work in so many areas. And um, Adam and I, when we first started dating, were not as committed to like our beliefs and our faith, and really have gone on this like journey together of refining that and, making decisions in our life that sometimes are difficult, sometimes like there's a clear path, but have ultimately every time been fruitful and become a blessing. And this was one of those last ones that felt like, oh my gosh, we're about to get married. We've been together so long. Like, this is kind of crazy. We just bought a house. Like, what are we doing? But we just decided to be like obedient into what like we felt was good for us. And, that is different for every relationship. And it's been so wonderful. Even my fiance is over, Adam is over here now, like taking both calls. We're
Yeah.
still like really connected. And we just, anytime that we're together, we try to like really be together and work on that foundation and know that like we've got forever to live under the same roof. And, it is just for a season, and it's been really great and wonderful. And I keep using the word refining, but it definitely has felt
Mm-hmm.
like a refining time in our relationship. But, anytime you're like in the public eye, there's always going to be people who support you, and then people would be like, what? That's weird.
Right.
Or I don't understand. And that is totally okay. But we've gotten a lot of support from people who have been in similar situations, whether it's like for, religious beliefs or not, but just having to make decisions that are right for your relationship at that time. And we just showed that there's out there showing there's other ways to do things, and that you can always change and grow your relationship in the way that you feel like is the best. And so that's what we did, and it's been awesome. And we only have, gosh, was it like 4 months left?
Yes. Oh my
So
gosh, it's coming up so
we are getting
quickly.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so awesome. I totally support your decision. I love that you've decided to do that and come out publicly with it too. I have the same beliefs. Like, I
Hmm.
didn't live with my husband before we got married. And, it's like I talk with some friends who have lived together before they got married. And then after the wedding, it's like, how's married life? And then it's like, it's just kind of the same as it was
Hmm.
before. Whereas, like, I feel like moving in together after the wedding, like, gives so much more excitement to it
Yeah.
almost, where it's like, yay, we're like finally getting to be together and live together and like, mesh our things together. And so I think that's really cool. And yeah, I hope you start a new trend with this, that more people will feel that it's more acceptable to do that. So I think it's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, I hope so too. I mean, you can change your mind at any time. That doesn't mean like with anything in your life. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's been like kind of I've grown and changed, and that means you can sometimes go back to the way it's before and be like, hey, I know we've lived together for this amount of time, but in this season, this is what we feel called to do, and just going for it. And so that's what we
Mm-hmm.
did. We feel really good about our decision, and also like super, it does bring like this extra excitement back to actually being back together in this house. We've never lived in this house together, our first home that we
Yeah.
purchased. So it's going to be really, really sweet. And I know Adam's going to be excited for sure to
Yes.
finally get to move into his house.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's so awesome. I love it so much. Okay, so you guys are getting married in France, right? And you just got back from a trip there?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me more about the wedding plans and how all of that's going.
Yeah, it's been going great. I I'm from Alabama. Adam, my fiance, is from Oklahoma. We met in California. We lived in Nashville. And when we got engaged, we were like, okay, nowhere really feels like home fully for us. If anything, maybe California. But I had always kind of wanted to do a destination wedding, like a little smaller, more intimate. And so we just were trying to think about like where is somewhere that we both love, that we feel connected. And we had gone on a trip to France and done the south of France up to Paris. And it was just such an amazing trip for us. And we loved it. So we were like, this could be something really special. So we looked and looked for a while for a place and ended up deciding to do the south of France. And it's been great. It's also been planning a destination wedding has its own challenges. I know it's going to be so great once we all get there. And like you said, I just got back from a site visit, which we had to book our venues sight unseen, which
Oh
was
my
a little
gosh.
scary, but I went and
Yeah.
saw it and it's great. It's going to be
Oh,
beautiful.
good. Okay.
So I think I was really, really anxious before, last month because I hadn't seen anything. I hadn't been able to, taste the menu, know what like the setup was going to be like. It definitely like left me with a little bit of anxiety, but now being able to see it and having amazing wedding planners, I think that's the key. That has helped like it's going to be great. I don't have to carry all this stress. There's obviously going to be a lot that's going to start coming now that we're so close, but um, I'm really excited. It's going to be really fun. Like, how cool is it to have all the people in your life that have been a part of different seasons of your life and, are rooting for you and in your relationship to come together and like have like this like mini vacation celebrating your love and your covenant. Like, it's so amazing and we're so excited to get there and just to see people like RSVPing and like booking their plane flights, making the reservations. It just like really makes you feel super loved and it's been really special.
Yeah, that is so cool. So, is it going to be a big wedding? Are you expecting a lot of guests to come out to France with you guys?
We're still getting RSVPs. I think it's still going to be, I think, intimate. I think 70 to 100 is what we're thinking.
Nice. Oh,
Um,
good.
which is like honestly perfect because my brother actually got married in like Vail, Colorado area, and they had like a wedding of like 75, 80, and it was so awesome. It was perfect.
So good.
So we're expecting similar, and I think it's going to be really, really sweet. And I feel like we're doing like a welcome party because it is like a destination wedding where everybody can kind of come, not just like a rehearsal dinner for the people in the wedding party. And I love that because everybody will get to mix and mingle the day before and then obviously have the ceremony and the reception after. So I just hope everybody feels like really connected at this wedding. And it's just like a special trip and opportunity and experience for everyone.
Oh yeah, for sure. I know. That's awesome that you're just like allowing different opportunities with the welcome party and everything, like
Mm-hmm.
for all your guests who don't know each other, who are so special to you to like finally meet and get to know
Yes.
each other. So it's going to be such a special time for you guys. That's so cool. So do you have bridesmaids or are there any like familiar faces that we will know of who will be
Yeah.
attending your wedding?
Um, a few, one of my really good friends I met while I was on The Bachelor, Heather Martin. We were on contestants together on The Bachelor, so she's
Yes.
part of my bridal
She's
party.
awesome.
I am so thankful for her being a part of that journey and just being a part of mine and Adam's relationship. But we are doing bridesmaids and groomsmen. Having my bachelorette party soon, which will be fun.
Ooh, fun.
But it's so interesting as you get. I don't know if anybody else experienced this. Like a lot of my friends got married super young, and I was like almost timid about asking people to be like my bridesmaid at this age. And like, I'm 30, but just the commitment is a lot different, especially being an overseas wedding. But it's just been so great to people be like, absolutely. Like we wouldn't miss it. We
Yeah.
want to be a part of celebrating you. And it's an honor. So yes, we have bridesmaids and groomsmen, and we're both doing our bachelor and bachelorette parties on the same weekend.
Oh,
So
fun.
it's going to be so great. I mean, truly, like the best part of all this is having the community around us supporting us in this big life decision, and knowing that we're going to have support around us always, and especially during this big moment. It's just like the best feeling. But yeah, friends from all different stages of life
Yeah.
for both of us, so it's really special.
Oh, that's so fun. So is your bachelor and bachelorette parties going to be in the same city?
They're not going to be in the same city, even though I do think
Okay.
that's really cool when people do that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but no, we're both doing in state. We're going to go
Nice.
to, a Florida beach. They're going
Oh,
to,
fun.
I think, like North Carolina, like more mountains and stuff. So,
Cool.
um, we're going to be relaxing. They're doing like a bunch of boy stuff. But
Right. That's
it's
so
going to be so
fun.
fun. That's also an opportunity for, like I said, both of us have friends from all different seasons of our life for them to be able to get to know each other even better is, I think, really important. So that,
Oh, yeah.
like I said, we can really, it's important for us that everybody feels like they're kind of on this big family vacation together where nobody feels isolated and alone, but everybody kind of knows each other or someone to be able to have this really cool experience all together.
Yeah, that'll be so fun. Oh my gosh, Florida. Oh, it's going to be such a good time.
Yeah.
So good. All right. So it's a France wedding. Can you describe maybe a little bit about your wedding style or
Yeah.
colors if you want to reveal any of that? I know you want to keep some things private, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
So I wouldn't say the wedding really has colors
Yeah,
fully put
right.
together yet.
Mm-hmm.
I really just want everything to be super super romantic and classic. One good thing about our venue being where it is it's not like we have to like make it beautiful. It already is. But you know, really excited. We have a florist that's coming out that is going to just help bring everything together with the flowers. I'm like, I don't know what colors or what flowers, whatever is going to be best and in season, like make it happen. But yeah, I don't really have like this full. I wish I had the time and I wish I was the person that was so organized. Like, I want this, 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 and this. But I'm really
Yeah,
just trusting the experts.
that's
My
awesome.
wedding planners are Mariami, Neely, and Chelsea. Kind of, I'm just
Awesome.
letting them spearhead the whole thing. I'm like, just make it look beautiful. I want it to feel classic and romantic. And I really just want to be able to look back and not feel like there's a timestamp on when we got married. That's super important to me. So everything just, it might not be the most like unique, like crazy off the wall, like ideas, but I want it to feel really special and thoughtful, but
Mm-hmm.
classic and elegant. That is like, I just like, if it's
Yeah.
classic and elegant and timeless, then check, check, check. I'm going to love it.
Yeah, that's really good. And when you look back on your photos, I'm sure you want it to look timeless
Yeah.
and classic too. So I think that's a really good route to take, which is so good. All right, let's talk about these videos that you've been doing with Adam about your wedding dresses.
Yeah.
I love these so much. I'm like, continue this series as long as possible. Oh man, where you maybe give us an estimate. How many wedding dresses do you think you've tried on?
Oh my gosh. I probably tried on, I would think like 25, 30.
Oh, nice.
I
Yeah.
feel
Oh,
like
that's
that's a
so
good
fun.
amount. Not
It
like,
is, totally.
it's like kind of, it's not, there's a lot of people who try on like hundreds of wedding
Oh,
gowns. I
yeah.
kind of knew the style I wanted, and then I would, try here and there to go outside the box, but
Mm-hmm.
I was pretty sure like of what I wanted, but then the dress I ended up deciding like kind of stretched me just a little bit into things that I
Oh,
didn't think that I maybe
that's
would want.
exciting.
But yeah, it made me really excited getting to see his reactions to the other dresses, because I do think he's really going to like my dress that I picked. So it was nice to see, okay, like he envisions me the way I envision me. And I think he's going to be really pleased with the dress.
Oh, good. Yeah, I love that he was like the A-frame style. So good. I was like, this is precious. I love this so much. Wholesome content.
It's so
It's
funny.
so
We
good.
love
Yeah.
doing it too. I think
Oh,
it got him
good.
excited, and
Hmm.
yeah, I think he has pretty good taste.
I know, he really does. I know. And all the dresses you tried on were just so gorgeous. So
Thank
good.
you. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So you have been working on this book that is being released in June, on June 24th. Tell us more about the 4 engagement rings of Sybil Rain.
Yeah. So not only, this summer am I getting married, but I also have my second novel, The Four Engagement Rings of Sybil Rain, coming out, which has been such a labor of love. My first romance novel, Mistakes We Never Made, came out last May, and it was just so amazing to see how much people loved that book, but also like really loved the character Sybil. Mistakes We Never Made is set on Sybil's wedding weekend, and she ends up being kind of a runaway bride. And the story of the first kind of ends with her coming back right before she has to go down the aisle. And it doesn't really answer where she was or where she's been. So people were really invested with, I want Sybil's story. I want to know what her deal is, what caused her to do this, where was she? And so this is like a mock copy of the cover. And
Oh
so
my gosh,
this
it's
is
so pretty.
her story, and kind of gives people a little bit more background of like who she is, where are these 4 engagement rings coming from? We only know of one. And it was such a pleasure writing about Sybil, because I really, even though I don't intend to be a runaway bride and I have not had 4 engagement rings, I've had a couple.
Yeah. Yeah.
Being able to like take a part of me and maybe some of my thoughts, fears, reasons for sometimes not being able to commit into my life, and kind of put it into this character Sybil Rain, and kind of expand on that. The more messier moments of my life, being able to expand into a character was really fun, but also challenging. This one was harder because I think Sybil has struggles with some of the things that I've been even more embarrassed that I've struggled with in the past, or allowing my own past and own mistakes in the past kind of dictate how I look at my future, and sometimes not being able to step into the future that I deserve. And so we get to go on this journey of Sybil kind of having to do some self work on herself, and learning how to be able to love herself before she can really allow someone else to love her fully. And it starts out with her going on a much needed solo vacation, kind of me time, after what had been a pretty rough year, after she kind of left her wedding in shambles. And so all's going great, and she's feeling good until she ends up being on an island with not one, but 2 of her ex-fiancés. And it really makes her have to really come face to face with some of her past decisions and fears and doubts, and go on the journey of being able to love herself, to be able to accept the love that's given to her. So it's a really fun book that comes with a lot of chaos and fun, but also has a lot of depth and heart to it, which is really important to me with both novels that I've written. That is just something that is so important, that people can really see themselves and feel the heart of the main character, Sybil. And so I'm really excited for people to read it. It's been fun to have like the people closest to me in my life be able to start reading it and be like, oh my gosh, like I love this book. Like I
Mm-hmm.
did it again. I think I might even like this one better. I'm like, oh, great. Like it makes
Yes.
me feel so good. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's been really
Yeah.
fun. But like I said, also um, fun and hard navigating, you know, two big things in your life happening at once.
Right.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's been great.
It's so good. Yeah. I started reading it and like normally I'm a nonfiction girly. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do fiction. Let's do this. And I seriously love it. I've been reading it at night after I put my kids to bed and I'm just like, I can't wait to see what happens next. It's like, I feel like it's all my favorite things like mixed into one book. It's like Sex in the City vibes with like her friends and they all have
Yeah.
different personalities. And then it's like sort of like White Lotus where they're at this like fancy resort. And then
Yeah.
it's just like, you know, rom-com-esque with like all the different happenings that go on during the book where it's like the little mistakes she makes and you know things that come out of her mouth that she wants to put back in and so it's so good and yeah rom-com runaway bride vibes it's awesome
Well,
so
thank you. I'm
yeah
excited for everyone to get to read it this June. It's on pre-order now. So and it also it's a standalone book, but it also it kind of, like I said, answers a lot of questions that people had from my first book, Mistakes We Never Made, because it's the same characters that are intertwined. Really, the first love story that I wanted to share was this love story between the friendships of the core four, which is Emma, Sybil, Nikki, and Willow, and how these friends kind of are a part of these different big moments of life and love and how they're able to support each other. And so I love how you compare it to Sex and the City because it definitely like I love stories where like female friendships are kind of at the center and help and are a big instrumental part of finding like the romantic love of your life. So yeah, I love it. I'm so excited for people to read it and get their hands on it here soon.
oh yeah so what kind of drew you to become a fiction author
I always wanted to write.
yeah
I always say that a lot of the life experiences that I had on like Bachelor, Bachelorette, all these different shows and experiences, like I never really dreamt them up. I didn't ever expect for any of that to happen, but writing a novel was like my first dream come true that I actually had. I remember being, oh gosh, like I can't remember if it was high school, college, like sitting on my kitchen counter telling my mom, like one day, like I really want to be able to write a novel. Like that is a dream that I have. And now that this is my second novel, it's just truly full circle and so sweet. And I'm just so grateful to have the opportunity to continue being creative in this different way and being able to put out these um, ideas and experiences that I have going on in my head and create this whole other world. It's been really, really cool. So it's been a long time coming, but it's here. And yeah, it's just made me even more excited to continue doing this.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, it's so good. I cannot wait to finish it. I'm just in the
Oh,
middle
thank
of it and I'm
you.
like, okay, there's like
Hey,
more
maybe this is going to
characters
be
being
your first
introduced. So
step
it's
into the
going to be
world
so
of
good.
fiction. It's so nice.
Oh
It's
yeah.
especially rom-coms because like
Mhm.
our world can be so it can be hard and filled with so much uncertainty, but there's always a happily ever after in a rom-com. It's just how you get there. And I
Mhm.
think it can be really nice to dive into this genre of romance for that in a world that can kind of be all over the place. So I hope it's one of those experiences for people where they just feel like they can really throw themselves into this world. It can be entertaining and fun and with a little bit of reflection in between, and they can relate to Sybil in some way.
Oh yeah, for sure. Okay, so where can people get the book? Are you doing pre-orders?
Yeah.
Release date? Tell us all the details about that.
So the book is coming out June 24th, but you can go ahead and pre order now and it'll be available wherever books are sold. So yeah, get it while you can. There's signed copies that we'll have. I don't know if I'm pretty sure I can say this, but there's a book tour coming. So be on the lookout
Yay!
for the different spots that I'll be headed this summer. It'll kind of be like my bachelorette party with all my fans because it'll
Yeah,
be right
right.
before
I
the
know it's
wedding.
like right before your wedding. Oh
Yeah,
my
so I'll get to
gosh.
celebrate this special season of my life, but also celebrate Sybil and her story. So super
Mm-hmm.
excited about that. Can't wait to see people yet
Oh,
again on the road.
that's so good. It's going to be a great beach read. It's coming out right in time for
Yeah.
summer. So grab a copy. And then, is there anything else you want to share? Like any other fun projects? I mean, that's a lot as it is with your wedding coming up and your book release. But I know you just released a line with Abel, which looked
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, I did a jewelry line with Able Jewelry, which is here based in Nashville. It's great to be able to work with a Nashville-based company. Now that this is my new home. I just bought a house here, and it really just empowers women. And just I love the mission behind Abel's work, giving dignified work to women who, maybe are coming out of a harder season, and knowing that every single piece from the collection is made by a woman, and even every card that the jewelry comes on has like handwritten who made that piece, and it's just so special that like these really hardworking, beautiful women are making this jewelry for other women to enjoy. So that has been such a beautiful experience to be a part of. I literally wear my jewelry every
Oh,
single
it's so
day.
pretty. Yeah.
Have it on now. So it's been great to see other people enjoying it too. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I know I'm just super excited about this next book coming out, and really just focused on that. And the last finishing touches of the wedding, just getting excited. Even it's becoming more and more real. So
Yeah.
lots going on, but super, super grateful for it all.
Yeah, so good. Well, I cannot wait to see your wedding photos.
Oh,
I know
thank
it's going to be
you.
so gorgeous, and see which dress you chose, or multiple dresses. We'll just have to see,
We'll just
right?
have to
And
see. Yeah.
yeah, but thank you so much for sharing all about your wedding plans, your engagement, all the things, your new book. Go check it out. We'll link all of that in the show notes. And thank you so much for taking the time today, Hannah. I really appreciate it. It was
No,
so
thank
good to
you
meet
too.
you.
Yeah, you too. Thank you so
Yeah. All
much.
right. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
There you have it. Another episode of the Wedding Reporter podcast. To see those gorgeous wedding and engagement photos, head over to NashvilleBrideGuide.com for more behind the scenes content. And if you like this episode, I would so appreciate it if you would rate and subscribe the show. See you next time for another great episode.